So I'm at this point in my life where, to use a baseball metaphor, I'm rounding third and heading towards home. Yeah, I'm in semi-retirement. I've had an interesting journey to get where I am right now, where I'm taking care of these horses, these dogs, this lovely ranch, and enjoying the beautiful weather right now here in Southern California. But the journey has been circuitous. I've had lots of twists and turns and a lot of really interesting run-ins in my career, both as a massage therapist in Hollywood, and the stories I can't tell you because my professional ethics are unimpeachable. But let me just say, after doing about 30,000 sessions on people in that town, I've got some good stories. Maybe someday I'll just write them down and have them read 100 years from now. I don't know. But before that, I had a time in my life where I was on television every day on a music video network called Hit Video USA. And well, this is what I looked like back then. As you can see, I haven't changed much at all. Hit Video USA was a network that was airing videos 24 hours a day. The difference between us and MTV was we did a lot of our stuff live. There were phone call-ins you could have, and people could talk to us, and you know, it was a fun place to work. It was based out of Houston, Texas, and part of my job as the anchor of the on-air staff was to do a 3-hour show every day. So I got to meet a lot of the musicians that would come through town, interview them. It was really great. There was one particular story of a night in September of 1986 that I find pretty fun and worth sharing, and it had to do with the band R.E.M. Now, I was a huge R.E.M. fan. I listened to all their albums and would work out to them with my little Walkman headset on at the Houston Downtown YMCA. Huge fan. And they were in town playing at the Southern Star Amphitheater. And it was a hot, muggy, late summer night. And we went down there, myself and a few of the boys from Hit Video USA, E.J. Thacker, Todd Stevens, aka Todd Duplantis, was also there. And we got to see the concert. We're up close and personal. Now, afterwards, because of, you know, who we were, being local media, we got to go backstage and talk to the boys. And I remember speaking with Michael Stipe, who was very shy, very sweet, and speaking with Mike Mills and Peter Buck, and they were asking, hey, what's going on in town tonight? I think this was like the second or third night of their tour, and they still had a lot of energy. They wanted to experience the nightlife in town. And we pointed out that a local club in Houston called Fitzgerald's, which featured a lot of great acts, had Clifton Chenier in town, who was a Zydeco player from Louisiana, and Peter Buck's eyes lit up. He goes, oh my God, I'd love to see that. Let's go. So we figured, let's go. So we wound up going to Fitzgerald's and seeing Clifton Chenier play. And you can see from the photo here, this is backstage at the Southern Star Amphitheater. And this first picture here, that's me on the left. Yeah, my jacket's opened up. It was really hot. It's a very warm night. And over next to Peter Buck, we have Todd Stevens, and next to him is E.J. Thacker. You can tell by Peter's body language he's ready to have a really good time. And in this second photo, you see myself with Todd Stevens and Mike Mills, the bass player from R.E.M. Now you can tell by the body language that Peter Buck and Mike are looking like they're ready to party, and they cozied up just really good, figuring we'd show them what's going on in our town. So we did go down to Fitzgerald's, and I'm hardly believing my luck because, you know, these guys are just some of my favorite musicians in the world, and here I am hanging out with them. And so we go in there and I start partying. I'm not a drinker, I never have been, but I wanted to show that I was cool, so I was having a few shots of tequila with the boys, and we were having shots and listening to Clifton Chenier play, and Peter Buck's just wide-eyed and just taking it all in. And in between sets, we're all together sitting there talking, and we're going, okay, what should we drink now? We should get another round of drinks, what should we have? And Mike Mills go, let's have some more Cuervo. So I go over to the bar and I say, hey, bartender, you know, we'd like to have more Cuervo for me and the boys there. And he looks at me and says, we have no more Cuervo. We're out of Cuervo. I said, oh, really? He goes, yeah, we're out. We have no more. So I said, okay. So I go back to the boys and I go, hey guys, they don't have any more Cuervo. You know, I'm a little loopy at this point. They go, oh, bummer, no more Cuervo. Well, what should we have to drink? And people start shooting ideas around there. How about some Jack Daniels? How about this or that? And, you know, and then someone in the crowd goes, let's have some Cuervo. It's a great idea, great idea. So let's have some Cuervo. So I go, oh, great idea. So I go back up to the bartender and go, bartender, we decided we'd like to have some Cuervo. And he looks at me again. He goes, we don't have any Cuervo. We're out of Cuervo. You drank it all. We're all out of Cuervo. I said, oh, right. Okay, so I go back to the boys, go, they're out of Cuervo. And they go, oh, bummer, man. Well, what should we have? Let's talk about it. Solschenaya? Should we have some Lagavulin? What do you like? You know, Blue Label, Black Label? No, forget all that. One of the guys says, and Mike Mills goes, let's just have some Cuervo. Let's stick with Cuervo. We all nod our heads. Let's stick with Cuervo. So we're going to stick with Cuervo. And then I go back up to the bartender and I look at him and he's looking at me like, really? And I go, bartender, we decided what we really like is to just have some Cuervo. And he goes, no more Cuervo. He takes the bottle out, empty bottle, he starts pounding it on the bar. He goes, we have no more Cuervo. You guys drank it all, there's no more Cuervo. I go, all right. So I go back to the guys and say, yeah, there's no more Cuervo. So that night went on like that. I had to go on the air the next morning to do my weekend countdown show. It's the first time I ever had to appear on the air with a hangover. One of the few hangovers I've ever had because I just don't drink, but it was a night to remember, a night I'll never forget. And I ran into Michael Stipe years later at a party at my client Woody's house. Woody turned 40 and Michael Stipe was there, and it was just, my jaw was dropped because I was in awe of him. And I remember going up to him and saying something really stupid, like what a great fan I was or whatever, and he kind of blew me off like, yeah, I love my job, I love my job. And I'm like, oh God, what a dumb, cringy thing to say to Michael Stipe. This moment I've blown it. But yeah, that was my R.E.M. moment. A great night partying with them. They actually wrote about it in an article in Rolling Stone years later about that particular night and about the shenanigans of that particular night. I don't think they included the Cuervo story, but that did happen. It was a lot of fun. And sometimes I wish I was young again because I got away with murder. Had a lot of fun. But actually, now's better. I'm enjoying this life right now. Things are good. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the story. Hope you have a great day and make some great stories of your own. Life is worth living.